This is Algebra 2, Lesson 40. I'm on page 181. Okay, look at what I've written on the board. We've done these types of problems, correct? Would you agree? What's the first step?
Eliminate the denominator.
Oh, thank you. All right, what am I going to do to eliminate the denominator?
4.
Multiply every term by 4.
4.
Good lord. Can you not relate something to golf?
Elliot, not doing the
Elliot, I actually thought the same thing.
Let's go.
Okay, so then we have 2x plus 10 equals 24.
Subtract 10 on both sides.
Huh?
goal.
Okay, we're not there yet. I want you to follow every step. What are we wanting to do?
We're trying to solve for x.
So we want to get to x equals, so that everything else needs to be on the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so literally we're doing PEMDAS in reverse order. All right?
Sad map.
We did that in this
Okay, so now, what is my next step?
Remove the 10.
Okay, look, everybody look. So I'm going to say it a little differently. We're going to subtract 10 on both sides. So here's what we're doing. We're isolating every term with an x on one side of the equal sign, moving everything to the other side. Got it? That's what we're doing. So we have 2x equals 14. Now what are we going to do?
Going to divide by 2 because we have to get the x alone.
We want to get the x alone. So x equals 7, right?
We want that x alone.
Okay. We're going to follow the same process. But every term is going to be a variable now.
What?
It's going to be the same process, but every term is now going to be a variable. All right? So you can do this.
Yeah.
You can. Look at 40.1. It says solve for x. That's where we want to get. X equals by itself. All right? And here's the original equation. A over x plus m over a equals c. What's the first thing we want to do? Eliminate the denominator. What are we going to multiply by? AX, every term. All right, the x eliminates here. We end up with a squared. The a eliminates here. That's plus mx equals cax.
Now subtract.
Okay, at this point, I want every term with the variable that I'm trying to solve for on one side of the equal sign and every other term on the other side. So I have an x over here. I want to move this term with an x
Subtract.
to that side. All right? So that we're left with a squared equals cax minus mx.
So maybe take out a CA minus M.
Maybe factor out an x. Yes. And I'm left with what you said. X is going to be in every term. Whatever I'm solving for should be in every term on one side of the equal sign. So that's what I'm going to factor out. Now what am I going to do?
Divide by x.
No, divide by
CA, just take out
Okay,
CA.
everybody look. This is the same thing as this. What did I divide by?
2.
What was not x, right? I divided by what was not x. I'm going to divide here by what is not x. So that those eliminate, and we have x equals a squared over ca minus m. All right, so here's the steps. Eliminate the denominator. Move every term that has the variable you want to solve for on one side of the equal sign, every other term on the other side. Factor out the term we're solving for and divide by what's not the term. All right, let's look at the second example. Guys, if you understand the rules of algebra, you can work these problems because all I'm doing is following the rules of algebra. This one, I want to solve for m. M equals. First step, eliminate the denominator. What am I multiplying every term by?
M. A.M. Sorry.
AM,
Morning.
right? AM. 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 Before I multiply, I am simplifying. That's how I eliminate that denominator. I end with AX plus CAM. The A's cancel here. YM. What do I want to do now?
Subtract cam.
I want to move every term with an M in it to one side of the equal sign. So I am. I'm going to subtract CAM on both sides. So I'm left with AX equals YM minus CAM. All right, all of my M terms are isolated to one side. Now what's the next step? Factor out the M. Are you with me? All right, I factored out the M. Last step. Divide by what, Isabella? Y minus CA on both sides. That is correct. So that the value of M is AX over Y minus CA. Okay, guys. I'm going to ask you to do this next year. But it's going to be so much harder.
Give us an example.
I'm not going to. We're going to keep moving, right? But here's what I want you to know. Here's how math works. If you learn the rules, you're just applying the same rules to harder problems. That's how math works. If you lock in the rules of math, then you will do well. On the test, many of you did not do this. I don't know what it was, but it was something like this. You didn't distribute that negative to both of the terms. This is a rule you must remember. More than half of you miss this. You have to get this right. All right? It's just following the rules. I know I say it's just, I know it's hard, but you can do this. Look at the last example for this lesson. What am I solving for? In example 3, what am I solving for? P. That's what I want. P equals at the very end. We begin with 6 over P minus AX equals M over Y plus K. First step. What is it, ladies and gentlemen? Eliminate the denominator. What am I multiplying every term by? PY. Every term. Multiplying by PY. Before I multiply, I simplify because the terms are multiplied. I can only simplify terms that are multiplied. If there's a plus or minus sign, I cannot simplify those terms. All right, so I end up with 6y minus AXPY, my y's eliminate there, equal MP plus KPY. All right, what do I want to do now? All right, you guys front and back have answered a lot. Luke, what should I do now? I want to solve for P. P equals.
Get all of P onto one side.
Correct. I'm going to move this P where there are the other ones. So I'm going to add AXPY on both sides. I'm left with 6Y equals MP plus KPY plus AXPY. Next step, Jack.
Then you're gonna
Factor out what?
P.
Yes. On the right hand side, I'm going to factor out the P. I'm left with M plus KY plus AXY. All right, Megan, what am I going to do next?
Divide all that besides P.
Divide by what's in the parentheses, what's not P on both sides. This eliminates because they're multiplied, right? It's the terms you can eliminate. So I'm left with P equals 6Y over M plus KY plus AXY. Just following the rules of algebra. This is often on the ACT. They give you a formula that you have never seen in your life and you don't know what it means, but they want you to solve for one of the variables. I don't know, it might be I don't know, something. Anyway, it's a formula you've never seen.
And they want you to.
And they
solve
want
for what?
y equals. Right? They want y equals.
Okay, but how do we get rid of a square root?
Multiply everything by square root.
You square everything. And then eliminate the denominator. By 10. And then 10 to. So divide by 6x.
Correct.
And that's the answer.
Right.
What?
Yes.
That ain't right.
Easy.
What do you mean?
It is easy, actually. Yes.
Light work.
But students often miss that because they read the formula and they're like, I have no clue what this formula is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right.